Hey guys, how's it going? We're gonna make another video. Anyways, today is January the 14th, 2022. Last time I remember this date with any significance, I lost a really close family member. That was 2002. His name was Aaron. He was my little cousin. Same as a brother. It was one of those deals where he lived with my family. He lost his mom and dad at an early age. His dad was my dad's oldest brother, my uncle. He was killed in a he wasn't killed in a tragic accident. He was injured in one, and he succumbed to those injuries a few years later in 1993. His mom, she passed away in 2000 in a car wreck. So he was very young. He was born in 1986, so he was very young, and he lived with us for most of my family for most of my childhood life. And it's cold out here, by the way. I'm in Kentucky, and it's cold. I was just reminiscing on that, and I was thinking it's been 20 years. Of course, pipe tobacco will warm you up to an extent. Anyways, so I figured I would tell the story of what happened. Um, Aaron was his name, Aaron Pointer. He was my little cousin. His dad was my dad's oldest brother, and my dad's oldest brother passed away in 1993. His mom passed away in 2002. No, his mom passed away in 2000. He passed away in 2002. So he was basically orphaned at that point. He was born in 1986, so 2002 he was probably like 7, almost 8 years old. And so he, for the most part, he was my he was always at my house from the day he was like 1 year old to that point. Me and him had a connection. I'm only 4.5 years older than him, so he was drawn to me. I was like his big brother, and he would stay with me, and I would always take care of him, which is cool. And then as we got older, he became more like a brother, and he once his once his mom passed away, he actually did live with my family. My mom and dad took him in. My mom and dad are the kind of people that you don't leave anybody hanging behind. You just take care of them. My grandparents were the same way. My dad's parents. And so it's cold out here, by the way. So he lived with us, and for many years he stayed with us, and he was the kind of person that he wasn't used to being cared for, so he would just kind of take what he wanted. And there was one time my sister had a birthday. I think he was probably about 12 or 13, and my mom had made a birthday cake, and she put it in the refrigerator for those people who are not from Kentucky. Some people call it in Kentucky a fridge. Anyways, the refrigerator, and she was expecting to serve that cake for my sister the next day for her birthday. Well, him being young like he was, and wanting to not have to ask permission for anything, it's easier to say, I got this, I'm sorry, versus saying, can I have that? And being told no, he went ahead and went for it, and he had him some of that cake. In that process, he had his fun, he enjoyed it, and then my sister, the next day, my mom went to serve her the birthday cake, and she found some slices missing, and she was like, what the heck happened? And he came in there, and of course he was like, I don't know, I want some of that cake, but I don't know what happened. But he knew what happened. He was he was very sly, and my mom interrogated him in the way that a mom would interrogate her child. She said, "Are you sure?" And he said, "Okay, I couldn't resist. I wanted some of it." So my mom said, "Okay, that's fine." He openly admitted it, so she let him get by with it, and we had the birthday cake without those slices. And he felt awful about it, and my mom actually it felt awful about it. So she said, "Don't worry about it. It's okay." You know, he'd been going through a hard time. I mean, he was living with us. His mom and dad was gone, and so we all made a joke about it and we laughed about it, and that was a good thing. And that went on for a while. And he lived with us, and he got a little bit older, and he started being a little bit more wild. And by wild, I mean he would do what he wanted to do. He felt that he didn't have any real, I guess, rules or destination that he had to follow behind. So he kind of would get out of line sometimes. Not in a bad way, but he would just kind of do what he wanted to because he learned that. Because his childhood, he could just do whatever he wanted to, and things would just be taken care of, Kentucky, taken care of. Anyways, he moved in with us, and he started to have rules, and he didn't really understand that. But what people don't realize is children need rules, and they actually appreciate it. And when he started to actually understand that he had rules he had to follow, he appreciated it so much, and he actually, I don't know how to describe it. I guess he appreciated it, and he straightened up, and we had the best times. Once he got about 15 years old, that was when he started to realize, which probably most teens do that. He started to kind of do his own thing, and he started to hang out with his buddies. You know, he branched out, and he had some friends that he grew up with that his family, outside of us, had always known, and he would he always associated with people outside of us that his family was always known for being around. And some of them were not the most responsible people, so they would kind of let him do whatever he wanted, and he liked that. And he, one day, well, I won't say one day, he actually started staying with them some. We never actually had custody of him, but he was with us, and he went to stay with them for a while. I won't say much more about that, other than one night he got in a vehicle and was with one of his buddies about his age. They went on a joyride, or whatever that was, the police determined that was a joyride. He ended up having a car wreck, and he passed away in it. And that was 2014. No, that was January 14, 2002. That was 20 years ago. And I'm looking back on that now, and I'm thinking about how far long ago that was. And I still remember him for that. And I want to say that I'm okay now. He was like a little brother. But you still remember those people. You still remember those crazy things that you grew up with. And it's like, you know, that day still sticks out in my mind, just like somebody's birthday does. We had so much fun together, and I don't remember really so much the heartbreak of losing him now, it was, for many years, I was heartbroken. But now I look back and I think about all the fun times we had together and all the funny things. He was a funny person, and I more or less now just remember the funny stuff about him, and I think that's a good memory. And at the end of the day, if you can find, if you lose someone, and at some point you can find the fun parts of them and the funny stuff about them that they brought to you, that's the best way to remember them, in my opinion. Anyway, that's all I have to say tonight. I'm just smoking a little bit of pipe tobacco, reminiscing and just thinking about the fun times I had. I have many stories about my childhood, and even just the other day, crazy stuff. I'll share more about that later on. But thanks for listening, and everybody be safe and have a good night. We got, I think, 8 inches of snow coming soon, probably by tomorrow or whatever. This is, like I said earlier, January 14th, 2022. 2022. I can't talk straight for some reason. Anyways, guys, stay safe, and let's talk soon. And if you like this video, enjoy it. If not, enjoy it anyway. Thanks.